Strategy games on the Switch are kind of magical. They turn quiet thinking into pure adrenaline. One turn you're calmly planning, the next you're yelling at a 90% hit that somehow missed. From epic grid battles to cozy brain burners, these are the games that prove you don't need fast reflexes to feel powerful, just a solid plan and maybe a lucky crit. Few games mix heart and strategy like Fire Emblem Three Houses. You're a battle-hardened mercenary suddenly promoted to professor, teaching a group of students who'll eventually fight alongside or against you. It's part classroom sim, part tactical chess match, and every choice matters. Who you train, who you befriend, even who you take to tea. The turn-based combat is deep but intuitive, with terrain, positioning, and weapon types all playing huge roles. But what really gets you are the relationships. When your favorite student falls in battle, it hurts. It's smart, emotional, and dangerously addictive. You'll say just one more battle until sunrise. If you grew up on Heroes of Might and Magic, Songs of Conquest will hit like pure nostalgia wrapped in modern polish. You lead mighty wielders, spellcasting leaders who march armies across painterly maps full of treasure, danger, and hidden paths. It's all about balancing exploration, empire building, and tactical combat, with pixel art so good it feels alive. Every battle demands real planning. One wrong move and your empire's toast. But it never feels stressful, just incredibly satisfying when a plan works perfectly. You'll tell yourself one more turn 100 times, and every single time you'll mean it. It's a love letter to classic strategy done right. Now this one's beautifully weird. Mutant Year Zero mixes stealth exploration and tactical combat in a world where humans are gone, and the survivors are a mutant duck, a boar, and a cynical human or two. You creep through abandoned cities, scavenge for parts, and ambush enemies before diving into XCOM-style battles. Each character has unique mutations, wings, charges, mind control, and every encounter rewards creative thinking over brute force. It's challenging, funny in a dark way, and full of atmosphere. One minute you're sneaking through shadows, the next you're throwing grenades and hoping your squad makes it out alive. It's tactical chaos, with personality.
Don't even think you're walking out.
If strategy games had an art exhibit, Valkyria Chronicles 4 would be the showpiece. It blends tactical depth with one of the most gorgeous watercolor art styles you'll ever see. You command a squad of soldiers through a sweeping emotional campaign, one that feels equal parts anime and war drama. Its Blitz system fuses turn-based planning with real-time aiming, giving every move cinematic energy. Each unit matters. Every map challenges you to think ahead, and the characters actually grow on you. It's the rare strategy game that hits your brain and your heart at the same time. Tactical, touching, and absolutely beautiful in motion.
Goal and keep moving.
We will live to see.
If you love deep, old-school tactics, Tactics Ogre Reborn is basically a rite of passage. It's a full remake of a 90s classic, and it still goes toe-to-toe with modern strategy games. Every battle feels like a puzzle box. Terrain, elevation, unit positioning, it all matters. But what really makes it shine is the story. It's political, emotional, and your choices actually shift how the world unfolds. It's not afraid to make you feel the weight of sacrifice or consequence. You'll replay it just to see different outcomes, and because mastering its mechanics feels incredibly rewarding. It's the kind of game that reminds you why tactical RPGs became legendary. When this crossover was first announced, everyone thought it was a joke. Then Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle dropped, and somehow became one of the best tactical games on the Switch. It's like XCOM got a sense of humor. Mario and crew team up with chaotic Rabbids to battle through vibrant, puzzle-like maps full of strategy and slapstick. Each character brings a unique spin. Luigi sniping from afar, Rabbid Peach healing, Mario diving into chaos. It's easy to learn, surprisingly deep, and constantly charming. Even if you're not a strategy fan, this one hooks you with its color, personality, and playful energy. A true didn't expect that masterpiece. Evertried takes grid-based combat and gives it a slick roguelike twist. Every move you make advances both you and your enemies, so it becomes a rhythm of reading patterns and reacting fast, but smart. You're climbing floors of a mysterious tower, battling waves of spirits while chaining combos and dodging attacks in turn-based flow. The catch? You die, you start over. But the learning curve is addictive. Every run sharpens your instincts. It's part chess, part dance, and fully satisfying once you get into the groove. Perfect for quick sessions or deep, I'll just try one more floor spirals. A sleek, stylish gem that rewards patience and precision. If you've ever wished Persona 5's stylish flair met Fire Emblem's tactical gameplay, this is it. Persona 5 Tactica brings the Phantom Thieves back for a brand new adventure, this time in a grid-based world where every move drips with style. You'll flank enemies, chain combos, and pull off cinematic all-out attacks that feel straight out of an anime finale. The story slots neatly into the Persona universe, packed with witty banter and sharp dialogue. It's flashy, strategic, and smooth as velvet. Every battle feels like orchestrating a perfectly choreographed rebellion. Even if you're new to the series, it's a confident, colorful entry point into tactical heaven. If Fire Emblem is a soap opera of swords, Triangle Strategy is a political thriller with pixel art and heartbreak. Set in a world at war over salt and iron, it drops you into moral dilemmas that actually affect the story. Your votes decide who lives, dies, and betrays. The HD 2D art is stunning. Every battlefield feels handcrafted, and the tactics demand real forethought. Elevation, weather, flanking, everything counts. You'll find yourself debating ethics 1 minute and pulling off genius battlefield maneuvers the next. It's slow burn strategy perfection, wrapped in Square Enix's most gorgeous art style yet. Thoughtful, deliberate, and completely absorbing.
Nothing. You are free of sin.
13 Sentinels isn't just a game, it's an experience. It mixes visual novel storytelling with real-time mech combat, weaving 13 interconnected stories into one massive sci-fi mystery. You'll pilot giant robots against alien invaders, manage resources mid-battle, then jump back into dialogue sequences that slowly reveal how every character ties together. It's ambitious, emotional, and surprisingly human. What's wild is how smoothly it all works. 1 minute you're commanding mechs in dazzling chaos, the next you're untangling timelines and falling for the characters. If you love anime drama with tactical brains, this one's a masterpiece hiding behind its quiet exterior.
We need to focus on protection.
If Triangle Strategy is about careful moral choices, Disgaea 7 is about total chaos, in the best way. This series has always been known for ridiculous depth, but 7 turns it up to 11. You can launch enemies into space, do damage in the trillions, and customize characters until your brain melts. The story's goofy but full of heart. Samurai demons, rebellion, and over-the-top anime flair. It's less about realism and more about creating absurd, hilarious strategies that somehow work. Every system invites experimentation, and that's where the magic is. It's loud, it's silly, and it's the kind of game that reminds you strategy doesn't have to be serious to be brilliant. If you've ever missed Advance Wars, Wargroove is its spiritual successor, but with dogs that command armies. The first game nailed the retro charm. Wargroove 2 refines everything with better pacing, story variety, and a surprisingly deep combat system. It's easy to pick up, but rewards clever positioning and long-term planning. You've got adorable pixel art, memorable commanders with unique powers, and even a full map editor to craft your own wars. Multiplayer's a blast too, local or online skirmishes that always end with just one more match. It's classic strategy reimagined for modern Nintendo fans, full of charm and creative freedom. If chess had kaiju, it'd look like Into the Breach. This minimalist masterpiece from the creators of FTL drops you into small 8x8 grid battles where every move could save or doom the world. You control mechs fighting giant monsters, but here's the twist. You know exactly what enemies will do next turn, so every action is a puzzle to prevent catastrophe, not just cause damage. It's tight, brutal, and unbelievably satisfying when a plan comes together. And if you fail, you just send your best pilot back in time to try again. No wasted moves, no filler, just pure tactical brilliance in bite-sized form. Before StarCraft or Command & Conquer, there was Herzog Zwei, the grandparent of all real-time strategy. Thanks to the Sega Ages edition, this pioneering classic finally made its way to the Switch. You pilot a transforming mech that builds and commands units, captures bases, and juggles resource lines, all in real time. It's fast, frantic, and surprisingly forward-thinking for something that first dropped in 1989. The Sega Ages version adds tutorials, saves, and online features, making it far more approachable today. It's gaming history you can actually feel, a piece of the genre's DNA that still plays beautifully on a handheld. If turn-based strategy and trick shot pool had a baby, it'd be SteamWorld Heist. You lead a ragtag crew of steampunk space pirates pulling off precision-aimed shootouts in 2D side-scrolling maps. Every shot is manual. You actually aim and ricochet bullets off walls for perfect headshots. It's tactical, stylish, and packed with charm, from the robot character's cowboy swagger to the jazzy soundtrack. Each mission rewards clever positioning and daring risks. There's no feeling like bouncing a bullet across the room for the win. The Ultimate Edition on Switch adds DLC and quality of life tweaks, making this the definitive version, a small-scale gem with big heart. If Kingdom Battle was a surprise hit, Sparks of Hope proves it wasn't a fluke. This sequel expands everything. Larger maps, deeper movement options, and tons of personality. You can dash between enemies, mix abilities with elemental sparks, and pull off wild combos that feel incredibly fluid for a turn-based game. It's still funny and lighthearted, but the strategy has real depth. There's genuine satisfaction in lining up the perfect chain reaction. The presentation's gorgeous, the soundtrack's stellar, and the battles keep you smiling the whole way through. It's a pure joy to play. Tactical brilliance disguised as a Saturday morning cartoon. Capes is what happens when superhero comics crash headfirst into turn-based tactics, and it works way better than you'd expect. You assemble a team of powered heroes, each with unique abilities that combine in ridiculously fun ways, freezing enemies in place, teleporting allies across the map, or setting up chain reactions that make you feel like a strategic genius. It's got that gritty comic book tone, a city ruled by villains and you're the underdog trying to reclaim it block by block. The battles are fast and cinematic, the writing snappy, and every victory feels like your own little Avengers moment. It's tactical heroism done right. This one's nostalgia in HD form. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp revives two Game Boy Advance classics, polishing them into something fresh without losing that old school magic. You command tiny tanks, aircraft, and infantry in colorful, turn-based battles where every unit counts. The charm is off the charts. Cheerful commanders, expressive sprites, and that classic one more turn energy. But don't let the cute visuals fool you. These maps will make you think. The remaster adds modern conveniences like fast forward, rewind, and online play, making it easier than ever to dive in. It's proof that strategy can be both adorable and deeply challenging, a must-play for veterans and newcomers alike.
Didn't they learn their lesson the last time?
Here's one that's weird, stylish, and surprisingly deep. The 100-line Last Defense Academy puts you in charge of 15 students trapped in a mysterious school, forced to survive 100 days against waves of grotesque monsters. Battles play out on a grid-based field where you manage action points, time special abilities, and build up a voltage gauge to unleash powerful attacks. When things get dire, some students can even use risky last defense moves that might cost them everything. Between fights, you explore, explore, bond with classmates, and make choices that shift the story's outcome. It's dark, emotional, and totally unique. Strategy with real heart and high stakes.
Last Defense Academy.
Othercide looks like it was sketched in black ink and sorrow, and it's just as haunting to play. This tactical roguelike oozes style, with a monochrome aesthetic splashed in red and a soundtrack that feels straight out of a gothic opera. You command daughters, echoes of fallen warriors, through brutal turn-based battles where timing and sacrifice are everything. The twist? Sometimes you must permanently sacrifice one unit to strengthen another. It's punishing, but poetic. Every fight feels personal, every victory bittersweet. It's not cozy or cheerful, but it's unforgettable, proving strategy games can be dark, emotional, and absolutely stunning. If you've ever dreamed of commanding your own army of Gundams, Crossrays is your ultimate fantasy. It's a celebration of decades of mecha anime, from Wing to Seed to Iron-Blooded Orphans, all colliding in one massive tactical playground. You build squads, customize your mobile suits, and send them into grid-based battles packed with flashy attacks and dramatic dialogue. It's fan service done right, but it's also a seriously deep tactics game underneath the nostalgia. With hundreds of missions and units to unlock, it's a strategy sandbox that can easily eat hundreds of hours. If you grew up yelling Trans Am at your TV, this is pure bliss. Minimalist, beautiful, and deceptively brutal. Bad North takes real-time strategy and strips it to its core. You defend tiny, hand-painted islands from Viking invaders, moving small squads of soldiers to hold choke points, guard houses, and survive the next wave. There's no clutter, just smart, split-second decisions and a creeping sense of tension. Lose a commander and they're gone for good. It's simple to learn, hard to master, and endlessly replayable thanks to procedural maps. Perfect for short sessions or those nights when you say, just one more island, and suddenly it's 1 AM. A minimalist gem that proves less really can be more. Few strategy games are as wholesome, or as sneaky, as Pikmin 4. You command adorable plant creatures, each with unique abilities, to explore, fight, and solve puzzles across lush alien worlds. It's not turn-based, but it's absolutely strategic, balancing time, resources, and your tiny army to survive the day. The addition of Ochi, your space puppy companion, makes exploration smoother and even cuter. One moment you're collecting treasure, the next you're in a full-blown rescue operation against giant bugs. It's cozy chaos with a tactical core, and proof that Nintendo still knows how to make strategy feel warm, personal, and full of heart. Fire Emblem Engage is like the series took a victory lap through its own history. You play as Lear, a divine hero who can literally summon past Fire Emblem legends using magical emblem rings. The result? Deep, dynamic battles where combining heroes and skills becomes an art form. The combat system is the sharpest the series has ever been. Quick, colorful, and wonderfully layered. It trades Three Houses' social sim focus for pure, refined tactics, and that's not a bad thing. Every move feels snappy and satisfying, and the visuals absolutely pop. It's Fire Emblem distilled to its strategic essence, bright, bold, and endlessly replayable. If you've ever told yourself just one more turn, you already know how Civilization 6 goes. It's the ultimate grand strategy sandbox. Build a nation from scratch, expand across continents, negotiate peace, or start world wars because, well, Gandhi got spicy again. On Switch, it runs shockingly well for how massive it is. You'll juggle science, culture, religion, and diplomacy, all while chasing victory in your own style. Peaceful philosopher or power-hungry warmonger. It's endlessly replayable, dangerously addictive, and the perfect plane game that somehow lasts an entire flight. Few strategy games make you feel this powerful or this responsible for what happens next.
So get out there and choose your civilization. Explore.
Element is a minimalist strategy game that proves simplicity can still feel epic. It's fast-paced, sleek, and designed for quick sessions where you balance offense, defense, and resource management on futuristic planets. Think of it like real-time chess in space. Every decision matters, but nothing overstays its welcome. You extract elements, launch attacks, and try to control the planet before your opponent does. The clean visuals and pulsing soundtrack make it strangely hypnotic, almost meditative. It's perfect for anyone who loves the strategy mindset but doesn't have hours to sink into a campaign. Short, stylish, and satisfying, it's strategy for the minimalist gamer. Few games make losing feel this good, or this painful. XCOM 2 turns every mission into a nail-biting test of planning, luck, and emotional endurance. You lead a ragtag resistance against alien invaders, managing a global base and sending squads into unpredictable turn-based combat. Every shot, every grenade, every overwatch counts, and when a veteran soldier dies, it hurts. The collection includes all DLC and expansions, so there's a ton of depth and customization. It runs surprisingly well on Switch too, letting you stress about 60% hit chances from the comfort of your couch. Brutal, brilliant, and endlessly replayable. It's strategy at its most intense. Few strategy series tell a story quite like the Banner Saga. It's a Viking-inspired tactical RPG where every decision in battle or dialogue ripples through the entire journey. You'll guide a caravan of warriors and refugees through breathtaking hand-drawn landscapes, facing brutal choices that constantly test your morals. The combat is methodical and rewarding, focusing on positioning, resource management, and sacrifice. And the music? Hauntingly beautiful. Play all three back-to-back on Switch and it feels like one epic emotional odyssey. It's not just about winning fights, it's about surviving them. For story-driven strategy fans, this trilogy is essential. Imagine the explosive chaos of Metal Slug, but turn-based. That's Metal Slug Tactics, a reinvention of the arcade classic that somehow keeps all the energy, style, and explosions. You control the iconic squad in tactical missions, chaining cover, grenades, and over-the-top combos. It's fast for a strategy game with that hand-drawn art that looks ripped straight from the original cabinets. And when that familiar mission complete pops up after a tough win, chef's kiss. It captures everything people love about Metal Slug, but adds real strategic meat underneath. A perfect mix of nostalgia and fresh tactics. Old school action with a brain. If you like your strategy on a grand, historical scale, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake is pure catnip. You step into ancient China's warring era, managing armies, politics, and alliances with legendary figures like Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan. It's as much about diplomacy as it is about warfare, earning loyalty, forging friendships, or backstabbing your rivals when opportunity strikes. Every turn feels like balancing a dozen spinning plates, and the depth is staggering. It's less about flashy battles and more about running an empire, one careful decision at a time. For history buffs and slow burn tacticians, this is one of the Switch's richest strategy experiences. If Final Fantasy Tactics left a void in your heart, Fell's Seal Arbiter's Mark fills it perfectly. It's an indie love letter to classic grid-based combat, deep, deliberate, and full of customization. You command a squad of Arbiters, enforcing order in a crumbling world with over 20 classes and hundreds of ability combinations. It's crunchy in the best way. Mastering builds and combos is endlessly satisfying. The art style is hand-painted, the music chill yet heroic, and the writing surprisingly sharp. It's one of those under-the-radar strategy gems that quietly proves indie devs get it. Pure tactical comfort food for anyone who grew up with turn-based RPGs. This one's legendary. The strategy RPG that set the gold standard. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Aegis Chronicles brings the political drama, layered job system, and emotional storytelling that inspired an entire generation of games. Every battle feels like a chess match in a war novel, and every promotion or skill unlock feels earned. You'll switch from knights to ninjas, summoners to sages, all while unraveling a story of betrayal, class struggle, and destiny. It's beautifully written, endlessly replayable, and somehow never gets old, even decades later. If tactics games had a royal family, this one sits firmly on the throne. An absolute masterpiece that belongs in every Switch library. Cowabunga, but make it tactical. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown takes everyone's favorite pizza-loving heroes and drops them into grid-based combat that's way deeper than you'd expect. Each turtle has a distinct role. Leonardo's a balanced leader, Donnie's your tech genius, Raph's the brawler, and Mikey, well, Mikey causes chaos in the best way. The combat flows fast, combos are flashy, and it even supports co-op play for that true Saturday morning team-up vibe. It's packed with nostalgia, but polished for modern strategy fans. If you grew up shouting shell shock at your TV, this game brings that energy back. Only now, you're the one calling the shots. Now here's a stunner. Unicorn Overlord comes from Vanillaware, the same studio that gave us 13 Sentinels, and it's every bit as gorgeous. Think classic tactical RPG meets sweeping fantasy epic. You're leading armies across hand-painted maps, recruiting allies, and liberating a kingdom piece by piece. It's grand in scope, but feels personal thanks to its lush character art and dynamic real-time tactical layer. Battles are fast and fluid, mixing classic formation-based combat with modern flair. It's the kind of game you get lost in, not because you're confused, but because it's just that beautiful. If strategy and style had a baby, it'd look exactly like Unicorn Overlord.
To those voices, I would have little and less claim to the crown I feel is mine.
Mega Man Battle Network wasn't your typical Mega Man, and that's what made it special. This collection bundles all 6 games from the original GBA series, where combat happens on a grid inside the digital world. You collect battle chips to customize attacks, dodge enemy fire in real time, and outthink opponents in cyber duels that feel part card game, part strategy fighter. It's quirky, fast, and still incredibly fun today. The collection adds online battles, gallery extras, and smoother visuals, making it the best way to revisit or discover this cult classic. It's pure early 2000s energy with a tactical twist, and honestly, still feels ahead of its time. Tiny Metal Full Metal Rumble is the perfect fix for anyone who misses Advance Wars but wants something a little snappier. It's got clean visuals, satisfying sound design, and tactical depth that rewards smart positioning over brute force. You command squads across colorful maps, capturing bases, outflanking enemies, and chaining attacks for that delicious tactical momentum. What's great is how it balances accessibility with challenge. Easy to pick up, but tough to truly master. It's perfect for short sessions or deep marathons alike. Bright, tight, and deeply satisfying, Tiny Metal is proof that the modern classic strategy formula still absolutely works on Switch.
Excavation of dangerous ancient
Invisible Ink is what happens when stealth meets turn-based strategy, and every move feels like a spy movie. You control a team of secret agents infiltrating mega corporations, sneaking through procedurally generated levels where one wrong move can blow your whole operation. It's a game of patience and precision, hacking cameras, knocking out guards, and escaping just before reinforcements arrive. The tension builds beautifully with each turn, and when you pull off a perfect extraction, it's pure satisfaction. Every run plays differently, every agent feels unique, and the stakes never stop rising. It's sleek, stylish, and endlessly replayable. Stealth strategy at its absolute best. If you've ever yelled, "We have everything under control!" right before chaos erupted, Jurassic World Evolution will feel familiar. You're building and managing your own dinosaur park, balancing research, visitor happiness, and, well, making sure your raptors don't eat the tourists. It's more management sim than turn-based tactics, but the strategy is real. Enclosure design, gene splicing, disaster response, and economics all intertwine. Watching your park thrive or implode is equally fun, and when a storm knocks out the fences, you'll sprint into crisis mode faster than you can say "clever girl." It's chaotic, cinematic, and surprisingly addictive. Jurassic Park meets spreadsheet panic in the best way. Star Renegades is the definition of roguelike strategy done right. Every run feels like a miniature sci-fi rebellion, a mix of tactical planning, gorgeous pixel art, and unpredictable storytelling. You command a squad of rebels fighting back against an evolving enemy empire, where each battle is a mix of timing, countering, and pure creativity. Lose, and the game reshuffles its villains procedurally. Your enemies remember and adapt. It's stylish, punishing, and endlessly replayable, with a synthwave soundtrack that makes every encounter feel epic. One of the most underrated gems on the Switch, strategy with attitude and a killer aesthetic. Ending on a heavy but unforgettable note, this war of mine isn't about soldiers. It's about the civilians trying to survive the war. You manage a small group of survivors in a crumbling city, scavenging for food, crafting supplies, and making brutal moral choices. Do you steal from others to survive? Do you risk everything to help a stranger? There's no right way to win, only choices you'll remember long after. It's emotional, raw, and one of the most human strategy games ever made. A sobering reminder that sometimes survival itself is the ultimate strategy. Heart-wrenching, but absolutely worth experiencing. And there you have it. 40 strategy greats that prove the Switch is a thinking gamer's paradise. From giant wars to tiny grids, cozy tactics to all-out chaos, there's something here for every kind of strategist. Which one are you picking up first? Drop your favorite in the comments, and if you've ever whispered just one more turn at 2 AM, well, you belong here.